every month and every year that you are still paying a mortgage is time that you are robbing from your future self. Hey everybody, I'm Dave Taylor with the Dino Realty, and today on House Hike, we're actually going to talk about how to pay off your home. Now, one of the curses of being a realtor is I always get to talk about the beginning of the adventure on how to buy a home, buy a home, buy a house, buy a home, buy a house, you name it, right? But no one ever actually talks about the other end of the adventure, which is actually paying off your house. Much like retirement, we tell you how to work, but no one ever shows you how to plan for retirement. That is a whole other topic that I will geek out about some other time. But right now, today, we're focusing on the house. Now, to be able to pay off your mortgage, we have to talk about the math. Meet Allie and Sally. Allie and Sally just bought a home here in La Crosse for $200,000. They used a WIDA FHA loan, and now they don't have perfect credit, but they've got good credit, about 650 credit score, which means that their interest rate is about 3.9 and change. When we do the math on that, it comes out to be about a $900 a month mortgage. Now, that's just the mortgage. We're not talking about utilities, taxes, insurance, fees, eating out, or any of that other stuff. All we're looking at is the mortgage. And the reason we're looking at the mortgage is because of all those things, it's the one thing that we can actually remove. You can pay off your mortgage and not have to pay anymore every single month. Now, why is this something we want to talk about? Well, because if you've got that extra funds, you can go and retire a little bit early, or you can go on more vacations. You can put those funds other places. And that's critical. So, and here's the why. When Allie and Sally buy a $200,000 house, if you follow the bank's plan of paying that house over 30 years, exactly as they tell you to, well, they actually end up spending $325,000 on that $200,000 house. Let that sink in. They bought a $200,000 house, but they paid $325,000 for it. When you buy and get a mortgage, it's a fantastic program. It allows you to get a house. But now you have $200,000 of principal and $100,000 plus of interest. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. So here's where we go into our tips. Tip number 1, follow the 1/12 rule. Okay. The 1/12 rule allows you to pay off a little bit earlier, which allows you to reduce that interest payments that you're paying, okay? And so the idea behind the 1/12 rule is what you do is you take your mortgage payment and you divide it by 12. Now, for Allie and Sally and their $900 a mortgage, it's about an extra $75 a month. Most of us can find an extra $75 a month, right? Well, if you do an extra $75 a month towards the principal, not towards the interest, towards the principal, what that does is every year you paid off an extra month. Well, by the time you actually get to your 30 years, you've actually paid 4 years early, which saves you over $17,000 in interest payments. $17,000. That's huge. You just saved that by just paying a little extra of $75 per month. That's tip number 1. Pay a little towards the principal every single month. Step number 2, automate. When you aren't having to think about that $75 or whatever you put towards it, well, then you don't have to make a decision on whether to or not to do. If you just automate the process, it tricks your brain into actually saving more money right from the get-go every single month, which will then pay off later in life. All right, our last tip is to avoid lifestyle creep. Lifestyle creep, for whatever reason, is human nature. You make more money, you spend more money. You get that new job, so you go get a new car. Your wife gets a few extra hours of overtime, so you take a larger vacation. You get a promotion, so you treat yourself to new clothes and a meal out and all of this stuff. It is human nature. We do it all the time. Everybody does this, right? Well, the interesting thing is statistically, whether you make $30,000 a year or $130,000 a year, generally, we save the exact same amount of percentage, right? Most Americans only save about 6% of all the money they make, whether they're at $30,000 or that $130,000. Now, I'm not saying it's bad to go on vacation and get new cars and any of that stuff. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is it's bad to do that unconsciously, where you just do it without actually thinking it through. What you should be doing is choosing those actions. Budget for them, plan for them, and then go enjoy those things. That way you can consciously put those more money or consciously make those choices. If you get a promotion at work and it includes more money, well, great, go back to your budget, look at where you were already at before, and then take those extra funds and put them towards something that will allow you to live or be free in the future, whether it's paying off your house or 401k or something along those lines. Help your future self. All right, so again, these 3 tips are just the tip of the iceberg. Let's go crazy. Instead of paying 1 month extra every month, let's do 2 months, $150 for Aliea and Sally per month. Well, that would save them 7 years of mortgage and over $30,000 in interest. But here's the thing, it's not just the $30,000 in interest. It's 7 years without a $900 mortgage. Think about what you could do with 7 extra years with an extra $900 every month. That's a lot of vacations. That's a lot of time with your future grandkids. Heck, you could do steak and lobster every night of the week. You decide. Right? See you later.